Right now at 5, community members react after the city of Carthage confirms ICE is in town.
And fog and rain showers do continue for the next several hours.
Plus, a case concerning a Joplin company and undocumented workers leads to a number of guilty pleas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
Yes, and it's Thursday, January 30th this morning, and it was pretty foggy when I was coming in.
It was. We had a lot of rain showers last night. Yep. With the warmer temperatures, we're going to evaporate kind of as we continue to rain, but we do have more rain coming over the next couple of hours, especially right when you're getting ready to go to work, go to school. So unfortunately, it doesn't let up. We can go ahead and take a look outside. You can see light showers throughout most of the area. We're in a bit of a lull right now, but a few light showers are going to continue intermittently through the morning and into early afternoon. Now, currently temperatures are in the upper 40s. It feels good. Winds are calm, just a little rainy and foggy as well. So you're making your way to work, to school. This is about 7:50. We're going to have pretty dense fog on especially the Kansas and Oklahoma side, though patchy fog throughout all of the area. And because we're just going to continue to have these rain showers and warmer temperatures, we're going to see the evaporation continue and the fog continue through most of the afternoon before starting to die down. Now, only a dense fog advisory though for the Kansas counties until noon today. But again, all of us are going to see some patchy fog. Now, currently looking pretty good. We've got a few light showers going through Joplin, Miami, all the way up to the Webb City, Carl Junction area, but mostly just cloudy throughout the rest of the area. Now, you can see heavier rain moving in from the south. That's going to be continuing pretty much most of the morning. You can see 8 a.m. we're going to have these rounds of rain showers just basically at the top of every hour, but temperatures are warming up to the mid 50s today and even getting up to the upper 50s. Now, rain does kick off pretty much through the morning, but tapers off as we get into the overnight hours. Now, we've got another round of rain that is going to be coming in early Friday morning as well as that low pressure system wraps around. Not going to be heavy rain. We're only seeing about 1/4 of an inch to about 1/2 an inch more of rain throughout the rest of the day today and into tomorrow morning. But I'm going to have those details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. The Carthage Police Department says U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement or ICE is in town now to take individuals into custody who are not lawfully present in the United States. Chief Bill Hawkins says his department is cooperating with ICE as required, but is not actively assisting in their operations. As KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports, the situation has the Carthage community on edge.
It's a really sad situation that what has developed in our nation.
Tammy Brown is a conservative from Carthage who attended President Trump's inauguration. She says although some people are in this country to do great things, some aren't.
But some people have come in with ill intent. They've come in with nefarious plans, and they are not our friends, and they literally are our enemies. So,
meanwhile, Treasurer of Jasper County Democrats Austin Reed says he couldn't find any nicer group of people.
Every immigrant I have met has treated me with nothing but kindness and respect, and I cannot say the same for just normal U.S. citizens that I have had to interact with.
Tammy Brown says everyone is welcome in this country as long as they enter legally.
But they have to come in under the rule of law.
I think America is a country of immigrants. It shouldn't matter if they have paperwork or not, they're still people.
Reed says there is already a procedure in place for those entering this country.
That's why 90% of drugs are seized at the border. There is a vetting process.
If other countries require me to show my proper ID and my proper documentation, then I want to require that in my nation.
Reed says this riot situation can hurt small businesses.
And if they are legal residents, they're not showing up to work now because they're scared.
Come in legally, because we've had many immigrants that have done that for decades.
Reporting in Carthage, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Chief Hawkins encourages residents to remain informed and aware of their rights. Well, school districts respond to concerns related to nationwide immigration policy changes. The Pittsburgh School District sent its ICE protocol to staff and parents yesterday. The district clarified, stating they are unaware of ICE going into any public schools across the nation. Like Kansas education officials stated last week, they'll follow state and federal laws that protect the privacy of students. Authorities would have to have parental consent or a lawfully issued court order to get any information. And the school district says, quote, "As always, the safety and well-being of our students is our #1 priority." Well, several people involved in the management of a Joplin corporation pled guilty in a conspiracy concerning undocumented workers. The company is Joplin-based Specialty Foods Distribution, a wholesale Mexican food products and restaurant supply company. Authorities say some company employees created and maintained a network of restaurants operating under multiple LLCs in Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, and Oklahoma that were serviced by Specialty Foods Distribution. But prosecutors claim some managers conspired to staff these restaurants with unauthorized workers. Now, those 7 have pleaded guilty in federal court to their roles in a racketeering conspiracy to transport, hire, and harbor undocumented workers in several Midwestern states. They include a partial owner of the company, Jose Luis Bravo of Claremore, Oklahoma, also company president Jose Guadalupe Razo of Carl Junction, Missouri, CFO Anthony Edward Dahl of Controller Miguel Terrin Martinez, both of Joplin, plus a Great Bend, Kansas woman and 2 citizens of Mexico. Each defendant admitted they were part of a RICO conspiracy from 2018 to 2021 that transported and employed Mexican, Guatemalan, and El Salvadorian nationals who were not authorized to live or work in the United States. Specialty Foods reached out to KOAM with a statement addressing the legal proceedings. It says, in part, quote, "The investigation and prosecution found no involvement by Specialty Foods Distribution Incorporated, which fully cooperated with the inquiry," end quote. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coffeyville men's basketball faces Independence Community College on the road. We'll have the details. Plus, ancient Iraq artifacts are returned during a ceremony in Rome. And we are tracking rain chances throughout the day. We'll have what to expect with Lindsay Gaffney in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Coffeyville Community College men's basketball entered yesterday ranked as the number 12 team in the nation. The Red Ravens are 16-4 so far this season and have a conference road game. Coffeyville men's basketball on the road last night facing its rival Independence. The Red Ravens get off to a fast start as Trenton Ruth drives and spins inside the paint. The turnaround jumper is good. A few minutes later, Konstantin Popovich fires away a three-pointer, and that's nothing but net. But the ICC Pirates get back in the game. A big reason for that is Jamari Hamilton Brown, who knocks down the three few possessions later. It's Hamilton Brown who's really heating up from beyond the arc. He hits another 3. We go to the second half of action, and this is when the ground really gets into it. Chris Dockery flies over the defender for a posturing dunk. Not long after that, Dockery is all alone and he dunks it again. That gives ICC the lead, but then Coffeyville starts to gain control of this game. Trenton Ruth connects with a 3. Then later on, it's Ruth who finds Daniel Tombui with a big-time dunk. Coffeyville scores 63 points in the second half alone. Red Ravens win 103-74. Well, Pittsburgh State women's basketball was off last night. The Gorillas play a road game against Northeastern State tonight in Tahlequah. While the Gorillas are on a 8-game winning streak, they move up higher in this week's coaches poll. PSU is now the number 6 team in the country, which makes it the highest ranked MIAA squad. Amanda Davies' team most recently took down Missouri Southern by 16 points this past Saturday. Not only are the Gorillas winning, they're doing so comfortably. Everyone on their 8 consecutive victories have been by double digits. And here's a look at the rest of the top 10 for Division II women's basketball. Fort Hays State is the only other MIAA team on that list. The Gorillas will face the Tigers on the road on February 22nd. Their only 2 losses so far this season have been in neutral site games. Well, Division II college baseball season gets started on Friday. Missouri Southern enters 2025 after hosting an NCAA regional in back-to-back seasons. The Lions are one of a couple MIAA teams to be ranked in the preseason top 25. Missouri Southern is ranked number 11 in the country in the preseason poll released by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Now, the Lions have won more than 40 games in back-to-back seasons, and Central Missouri is the only other MIAA team to be ranked. The Mules are 4th in the preseason poll. Coinciding with those preseason rankings, a couple of our local players are named to the preseason All-Central Region team. One being Missouri Southern starting pitcher Cole Gaiman. The Webb City grad is entering his senior year with the Lions after an All-American junior campaign. Pitt State catcher Nixon Brannon is also on the All-Region team as well, entering his final season with the Gorillas. And still to come, Food Safety and Inspection Service has a game plan to keep your Super Bowl safe. Plus, Lindsay has a check of the 7-day forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Well, taking a look downtown Pittsburgh, we have had a lot of rain so far today, so can't really see, but we are also dealing with fog on top of the rain. So fog is going to continue. We've got a dense fog advisory for our Kansas counties, and the fog is going to continue, especially Kansas and Oklahoma side, though patchy fog throughout most of the area until midday today, because we're going to have rounds of rain, warmer temperatures, and just constant evaporation of the rain throughout the afternoon. So this is now 1 p.m. We're still seeing some pretty dense patchy fog out there, again on the Kansas and Oklahoma side mostly, and that fog advisory continues until noon today. So it is going to be a pretty long-lasting fog. We've already seen quite a bit of rain, especially last night. Just east of Carthage, got about 1.5 inches so far. Joplin area, a little less than 1 inch. Same in Pittsburgh, about 1/2 inch. So we're going to continue to see some rain chances throughout the rest of the morning and into early afternoon. We've got a little patch of heavier rain moving through the Joplin area right now. The rest of us are dry for the moment. We have more rain coming in just before you want to head off to work or school. It's going to be a little light rain showers. Now, temperatures are in the upper 40s, so it's not so bad. We've got a southerly breeze, but it's not strong breeze, so temperatures are going to be about what the actual temperatures are. Now, fog is also a concern in the morning, again, especially on the Kansas and Oklahoma side. Then as we head into the afternoon, we're still going to see a couple of rounds of these isolated showers passing by, and then temperatures warming up about 10 degrees, upper 50s with, again, light winds. So let's look at that future track. We're going to have that one shower pushing through. As you can see, it's starting to make its way north, and then another round of heavier rain coming through just about 7 a.m. That's for all the way up to Pittsburgh, Parsons, Joplin area, south into Miami, Seneca, Veneta. All those heavier rain showers are going to continue to move northeast as we see another round of heavier rain pushing in just about 10 a.m. Again, Joplin, Seneca, Miami, Bella Vista area, while that northern shower in Nevada, Fort Scott area, Butler. And then finally, another round of heavy rain just about 11 a.m. in that Joplin area. Then it's going to continue. We're having more isolated showers towards the afternoon, and then out in Kansas, the northern cities, Parsons, Carthage, Yates Center area, those are going to continue to see those isolated showers popping up. Then we go through a break, still pretty cloudy throughout the rest of the evening, but no rain chances until Friday morning, 6:30 in the morning. You can see that line of showers as that low pressure system rotates around. Definitely those northern counties going to get some heavy rain and even into the Kansas side, but by the time it makes it all the way to our Joplin metro area, Miami, we're going to see these showers really lighten up before they continue to push through. And then sunny skies for the rest of the afternoon on Friday with temperatures warming up as well. Not expecting a whole lot more rain, only about a half an inch more of rain to about an inch of rain, especially further south. We're going to see for the rest of the afternoon and into tomorrow. Now we're starting off again. We saw that one shower passing through in the early morning hours, though cloudy until early afternoon. Clouds start to decrease, temperatures warm up to the low 50s. So that's going to be our coolest day this week, is that low 50s, because we warm right back up Saturday. 60 degrees on Saturday, 65 on Sunday. And then we have another round of rain showers starting Monday evening, Tuesday. Heavier rain chances on Wednesday. And then you can see the cooler trend there. 38 degrees Tuesday, 45 on Wednesday, and 43. Now we warm right back up next weekend, but we're going to see these scattered shower chances continue through most of the week. But a great weekend, so we can take advantage of the sunny skies, the warmer temperatures before another week of rainy conditions. That's a look to forecast. We'll be right back.
Well, topping Health Watch this morning, the USDA has tips for keeping your Super Bowl food safe. Its Food Safety and Inspection Service says cooked snacks can't be at room temperature for more than 2 hours, and they need to be under 40 degrees or over 140 degrees to prevent foodborne illness. The service recommends using insulated containers to pick up takeout. It suggests bringing out food in stages rather than letting it stay out for the whole game. And the service also suggests using a food thermometer and washing hands regularly. Well, it's an infectious disease caused by a type of bacteria which primarily impacts the lungs. But tuberculosis can spread to other parts of the body. And right now, Kansas health officials are trying to get a handle on what's being called an unprecedented TB outbreak in that state. Mandy Gaither has the latest case data and explains how the potentially deadly illness is spread and who is at highest risk.
It's the largest outbreak of tuberculosis in the U.S. since monitoring began in the 1950s. A wave of cases has hit Kansas beginning in January of 2024. As of Friday, there have been at least 67 people being treated for confirmed active TB infections. There are 79 other confirmed latent cases where TB is detected in the body but is not making the person sick. 2 deaths linked to this outbreak were also reported last year.
TB is caused by a bacteria that principally involves the lung, and it usually is transmitted person to person with prolonged contact.
The outbreak is still ongoing, so there could be more cases, but the CDC says most U.S. residents are at minimal risk for TB, as the country has some of the lowest TB rates in the world. The Kansas State Health Department hasn't said what caused the outbreak, but experts say people who have a higher risk of TB exposure include those born in or often travel to countries where the disease is common, and those who live in large group settings like homeless shelters, prisons, or jails. People who work in places where TB is more likely to spread, including hospitals, shelters, correctional facilities, and nursing homes, are also at higher risk.
If there are people in those local communities who are concerned and they go out into the public, well, put on your mask. You'll be protected against TB, and you'll also have some protection against flu, which is out there everywhere still.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now, along with screening, TB can be prevented with protocols such as vaccination and making sure people who are infected finish their course of treatment. The vaccine is not generally used in the U.S. because of its low TB incidence rates. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Well, rain showers are going to continue over the next couple of hours. We've got a nice little rain shower moving through the Joplin, Carthage area. That's going to continue as well, along with dense fog continuing through most of the day, too. I'll have the full look forecast coming up.
Right now at 5:30, more 4-state schools announced they are closing their doors after a spike in sickness.
And we have rain continuing over the next couple of hours, plus a dense fog advisory. All those details coming up.
Plus, a Pittsburgh recycling nonprofit is revamping its program in order to serve the community better.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
And it's Thursday here, just one more day till the weekend. You know, it's been a pretty nice week so far with really nice temperatures. I know it's raining right now. I don't really mind the rain. It's
I'm
better than
happier
snow.
about, yeah, I was going to say I'm happy about the rain than having to drive on the ice
Right.
and whatnot. But it is going to stay warm. Even through the weekend, but we are going to deal with the rain until tomorrow morning, unfortunately. We can go ahead and take a look outside. We've got rain showers continuing through the morning hours, a little bit of a lull before it picks back up later on tonight. And on top of that, we're also going to see a dense fog advisory for Kansas as well. Now, temperatures are about 49 degrees. We're going to drop another couple of degrees before we start our warm up for the day. As you can see, it's raining out in the Joplin area. And then fog, especially on the Kansas and Oklahoma side. We've got a dense fog advisory for a few of our Kansas counties. But that fog is going to be pretty dense starting this morning because we had rain last night. With warmer temperatures, we're going to see that evaporation happen pretty quickly. And then we have more rain coming. So pretty much all day, throughout the day, we're going to see these random patches of fog. You can see this is now 4 in the afternoon, still have some pretty dense fog in some areas. Now, the dense fog advisory is only extended until noon today, but we could still see fog throughout the day because of that evaporation. Now, we've got a heavier rain shower passing through the Joplin area right now, but outside of that, the rest of us are staying mostly dry. Though we do have more rain coming in, that's going to continue through most of the morning. At different intervals, we're going to see these heavier patches of rain pushing through our area, moving northeast, but temperatures are going to warm up to the mid to upper 50s today, so we are still getting pretty warm. Now, we have our spike all the way until about 11 a.m. We drop down, but we have another spike throughout later this evening and into tomorrow morning as well. So we're going to have these random showers passing through all the way until mid-morning tomorrow before all the rain is cleared out of our area. We could expect another 1/10 of an inch, especially out on the Kansas side, all the way to an inch out on the eastern side of our area. So we are seeing quite a bit more rain chances, but I'm going to have a full forecast coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Well, a couple of school districts in northeast Oklahoma have closed their doors for the rest of the week. Miami Public Schools will close today and tomorrow due to staff and student illness. The move comes in response to declining staff numbers and a lack of substitutes. The district says it plans to use both days to deep clean the schools, and staff will also use both days as virtual learning days. Assignments will be sent home in a packet or on Google Classrooms for the Miami High School and junior high. Afton Public Schools will also shut down for the rest of the week. The district cites an increase in illness-related absenteeism exceeding 25% of students and staff. Now, both days will be used as deep cleaning days as well, but administrators say these will not be virtual learning days. Well, the McCune City Council votes to start ouster proceedings against one of its own, according to a letter addressed to the Crawford County Attorney. The City Council voted on January 14th to start the process against Jason Hahn. Now, in that letter, Mayor Bobby Clark wrote about a number of allegations against Hahn. Those include willfully engaging in misconduct while in office and neglecting to perform duties. We reached Hahn, who declined to comment. Under Kansas law, the county attorney will investigate the complaint. No word on a timeline in the proceedings. Southeast Kansas Recycling Center has plans to revamp. The nonprofit brings in about 900 tons of recyclable materials annually, helping prevent the Pittsburgh landfill from overfilling and releasing pollutants into the community. They're in the process of cleaning out e-waste to make room for future projects. For example, they're planning to expand and work with the city of Pittsburgh to offer curbside recycling pickup to residents. Now, during their cleanup process, they won't be accepting e-waste items or donations to their reuse shop.
Don't produce valuable goods on the back end. E-waste is a good example of that. We accept them with the idea in mind that we're trying to keep materials out of the landfill.
The recycling center is accepting volunteers from February to March to help with the cleanup process. And the McCune-Brooks Healthcare Foundation cuts the ribbon on a brand new event and community resource center yesterday. The KOAM Center will feature health and wellness programs focusing on things like healthy lifestyles, nutritious eating, and fostering strong, healthy families.
We have a mammogram program. We pay for mammograms for anyone who can't afford it. We have a diaper program, and we pay for diapers if you can't afford them. And so this gives us a space to be able to run those programs, but also have other programs. So we have nutrition and cooking classes, we have parenting classes, and we're partnering with other groups around the community that has that expertise, and we can just offer our building and our space.
Yesterday's event included a public open house. And the Downtown Joplin Alliance gathered with a few of its closest friends and community members last night to say thank you. Empire Market teamed up with the Alliance to host the Evening of Excellence, the first Downtown Now event of 2025. The event, which took place at the Ramsey, gave the Alliance a chance to celebrate everyone in the community who make their work possible.
I think it's really important for people to give back, to invest into their community. You can't just expect a community to have everything you want sometimes, and if you see something, if there's a gap, being able to step in and provide things that you want, but then also that other people want in the community is really important.
The Downtown Joplin Alliance is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the revitalization of the city's downtown community as a safe and thriving center of art, history, enterprise, commerce, culture, residents, and entertainment. A Carl Junction athlete is featured in a commercial that will play across the 4 states on Super Bowl Sunday. The commercial is for the Challenged Athletes Foundation, which helps provide adaptive sports equipment. Elijah Schultz is the starting quarterback on his football team, and the foundation has helped him play the sports by providing a prosthetic legs. Elijah says nothing can stop him from taking the field.
I want to show people how great you can be, even if you're missing fingers, legs, or anything.
You can see Elijah and his family featured in the Challenged Athletes Foundation commercial on Super Bowl Sunday on Fox 14. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Rescuers continue to search for a missing driver trapped in a sinkhole outside of Tokyo. Plus, President Trump's envoy travels to Israel to discuss the next phase of the ceasefire deal. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, topping World Watch. A ceremony in Rome returns ancient Iraqi artifacts back to their rightful home. Wednesday's ceremony presented the items at the Iraqi embassy. And these artifacts date before 2000 BC and were recovered from illegal traffickers. The Iraqi embassy in Italy reported the items had been seen for sale at an auction house in Milan, prompting an investigation. Now, in recent years, nearly 20 stolen Iraqi artifacts have been returned to the Iraqi embassy in Italy. Well, rescue efforts continue in the days-long struggle to save a driver swallowed by a sinkhole in Japan. The street collapsed, plunging the driver's truck into the hole on Tuesday morning. Rescuers were able to maintain communication with the driver through Tuesday afternoon until the area around the hole became too unstable and they had to retreat. Now, overnight, a crane was able to lift part of the fallen truck, but the driver's cab remains in the hole. Local authorities issued an evacuation advisory to residents in the area. The fire department believes the sinkhole was caused by a rupture in a sewage pipe. Well, President Trump's Middle East envoy traveled to Israel on Wednesday to discuss the next phase of the ceasefire deal. It comes as more hostages are expected to be released. Trey Yingst has more.
The ceasefire in Gaza is holding, and on Thursday, more hostages are expected to be released from Hamas captivity, including 3 Israelis and 5 Thai nationals. President Trump's Middle East envoy met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday to discuss the next phase of the deal, which includes the release of all remaining hostages, including some who are confirmed to be dead. It comes as thousands of Palestinians continue moving back to northern Gaza, trying to find shelter and search for relatives.
Look how we are in the streets. No one is looking out for us or seeing our conditions.
President Trump has called on Egypt and Jordan to take in displaced Palestinians. But on Wednesday, Egypt's president rejected the idea and called for a two-state solution.
It is the establishment of the two-state solution side by side, security and peace for the Israeli citizen and security and safety for the Palestinian citizen.
And Israeli officials are being asked to reverse a ban on the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees over concerns it could threaten vital aid and long-term peace in the region. It goes into effect on Thursday following Israeli claims that the group operated as a front for Hamas.
Schools were built over Hamas tunnels. Teachers were moonlighting as terrorists. This isn't humanitarian aid, it's institutionalized radicalization.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu will meet with President Trump in Washington next Tuesday to discuss the second phase of the ceasefire.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Well, taking a look downtown Pittsburgh, you can see all the rain on the camera. It is still sprinkling out there, and we also have pretty dense fog continuing, especially on the Kansas and Oklahoma side. Dense fog because of all the rain we saw last night, warmer temperatures overnight. We are seeing a lot of evaporation as the rain continues. So we're going to see this dense fog. This is now 11 a.m. Still pretty low visibility, less than a mile visibility out in Kansas and Oklahoma. Some patchy fog over everyone, but really that main dense fog is caused by the dense fog advisory until noon today. So we are going to see that continuing even after noon. But we're also going to see some more rain chances. So far, we've seen about 1.5 inches just east of Carthage area. Joplin only a little less than an inch. Pittsburgh about 1/2 inch. And that kind of just dwindles as we get a little further out west. Now, rain is going to continue. We've got a nice little rainstorm that just passed Joplin heading northeast. And then more rain is starting to push in along with that fog will continue as well. So we're starting off 47 degrees, light winds, but still those sprinkles are continuing. Now, we are still going to see these random showers throughout most of the day as well, so we could still expect to see a few more drizzles as we head into early afternoon, though temperatures are starting to warm up. Upper 50s for our high. So we're looking pretty good. Let's look at that future track. So we've got another round of heavier rain coming in just at 7 a.m. So if you're hoping to make it out of the house without a rain jacket or an umbrella, unfortunately that's not the case. We are going to see that heavier rain, especially out in the Joplin area, Miami, all the way up to Pittsburgh, Parsons. That's going to continue. Have a little bit of a lull before another heavy rain shower comes in just about 10 a.m. And then that's for Nevada, Fort Scott, Butler, Parsons, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Seneca, Bella Vista, and then those will continue off. And then 11 a.m., another round of heavy rain showers pushing through that Joplin area as well. Now, after 11 a.m., we're going to see it die down a bit. A few isolated showers, especially northeast Kansas, Yates Center, Parsons, Fort Scott area. Those showers are going to continue until later on this afternoon. But then towards the evening, just overcast skies, no rain until that low pressure system rotates all the way back around and we have that next round of rain coming in early Friday morning. So this is about 6:30 in the morning. It's going to continue to push into the Kansas side. Some cities out in Missouri, but it really starts to die down by the time it hits the Joplin metro. And then all of those clouds push out, temperatures warming up to the mid to lower 50s. And then we're looking at a really great weekend. Now, not expecting a lot more rain in with all the rain that's coming through. 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of rain. Some areas may be getting a little bit more. That Joplin area is going to have a couple rounds of heavy showers moving right on top of it. So you might get 1/2 inch to another inch of rain out in the Joplin area throughout the rest of the day today. Temperatures are going to warm up tomorrow, low 50s. We start off pretty cloudy, maybe a little rain shower there. And then overall, This weekend is looking fantastic after that. 60 degrees on Saturday, pretty sunny, same on Sunday, mostly sunny, a few clouds as well, 65 degrees. But we are going to have more chances of rain scattered throughout most of the day, with our heaviest chance of rain on Wednesday. And then those temperatures are going to be a bit cooler there midweek. But overall, we warm right back up next weekend. So we've got a nice weekend ahead of another rainy week. But that's the Look at Forecast. We'll be back after this.
All right, now a slew of rescues, from a bus driver saving the day to a snowy mountaintop extraction. Patrick Cornell shows us all the heroics in Take a Look at This.
That's the moment school bus driver Jamie Smudgick realizes a child is in danger and dashes to help.
Are you choking? Come here.
The student, 9-year-old Catherine, choking on a bracelet clip stuck in her throat.
She's down between the seat, beet red, eyes bulging.
Smudgick stepping up and performing the Heimlich maneuver.
And when I did the Heimlich, she ended up swallowing it, so nothing really came out forward. It all went down.
Saving Catherine from that terrifying situation, and her family thankful for the heroics.
A kid choking, that's a pretty scary thing, and just super grateful she has the awesome reactions and instincts she has.
A trio of skiers are grateful for a timely piece of tech. Infrared video shows one of them waving for help after a backcountry adventurer injured their leg falling 1,000 feet in Washington State's Cascade Mountains. An Apple Watch SOS alert alerted authorities to the latitude and longitude of the wounded person. In the dark, air support swooped into the rugged, remote terrain, crews dropping down into the snow to assess the situation and realizing a second skier also injured. They decided to hoist them up to the helicopter to be taken to a medical center for treatment. From a mountaintop rescue to a raging inferno, with deputies rushing to the rescue when they learn the homeowner is safe, but a dog is trapped too close to the flames. In Arizona, the first responders whipping out bolt cutters, snapping the lock, and bashing their way through a gate to get to that animal stranded by the fire, burning mere feet away. With some gentle coaxing, deputies are able to pick up the pup and get it to safety unharmed. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Well, certainly some incredible rescue missions there. I couldn't even imagine being in those situations, but it's great to see that everyone's safe. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, WNBA star Caitlin Clark is returning to her original home turf on Sunday. Now, Clark will stop by the University of Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena to watch her alma mater retire her number 22 jersey. Now, while in school, she became the all-time leading scorer in Division I college basketball. She also took the Hawkeyes to 2 consecutive national championship games. The jersey retirement ceremony will take place during the Iowa Hawkeyes game against University of Southern California. Well, time to wrap your favorite meat, cheese, or chocolate in flaky, buttery goodness, because it's National Croissant Day. Now, of course, you can always enjoy this French pastry on its own, too. Records of crescent-shaped breads actually date back to Austria in the 13th century. Now, the key to making the perfect modern croissant is laminating the dough. You do that by folding butter in the mixture, which creates multiple thin layers of butter and dough. But who are we kidding? You're going to pop open a tube of pre-made croissants and throw them in the oven. And of course, that's fine too.
Well, we have rain showers continuing over the next couple of hours today, clearing out by midday with a few isolated showers until this evening. Now, we've got another round of morning showers early in the morning before 7 a.m. and then clearing out to have a really nice day, low 50s tomorrow. And then this weekend, we're getting into the 60s, 60 degrees on Saturday, 65 on Sunday with some partly cloudy skies. So overall, this weekend is going to be fantastic ahead of another slightly rainier week ahead. Now, that's a look at your forecast. We'll be back with more news and weather after this.